to have my friend. I mean, look, he's been hooking us up with deals for years. We were just talking. Man, I can't believe it's been like almost 3, 4 years since Sean has been in this group with Medidenta and Profi Magic. And man, he's been hooking us up. But I had to bring him back because, well, we have a lot of new members here. And every day, Sean, every day I'm like tagging you in a post because someone's asking about
I
a
get
Profi
those
Handpiece. I guess Profi Handpiece is probably like the most requested item, it seems like, all the time. People are always asking about it.
Why do you think that is? Well, hey, by the way,
Sean Ryan, folks. Sean Ryan with Medidenta.
So Profi, I get right into it. So Profi Handpieces, here's why. One, every state is now telling you that you have to autoclave. Whether you do or don't, it doesn't matter. But they're telling you should, and some people are complying with that, some people aren't. Some people are fighting it, some people say, I've been doing this 50 years, I don't need to start doing this now. But in the end, those that are doing it, they're beating the heck out of their handpieces, whether it's high-speed handpieces that they've always had to do, or surgical handpieces they've always had to do. But now it's hygiene. Well, how many extractions, cavity extractions are you doing, or cutting bone? How much of that are you doing a day versus how many hygiene patients you're seeing? So the volume of hygiene is just rolling and rolling and rolling. And if you're in a pediatric group, forget about it. Those handpieces are getting abused worse today than ever in the history of your practice. Whether you're 10 years new or 50 years new, it doesn't matter. So those handpieces are in such high demand. You still have people say, I've had a Midwest for 20 years. And I'm like, yeah, that's great. But run that Midwest the way that you have to do things now, and it's not going to last 20 years anymore. So what we believed before, or what was true before, isn't necessarily the reality today. So people like us have to get aggressive, and we have to put out deals, which I communicated this morning, a deal. So, but that's why hygiene handpieces are always the buzz. Everybody, because they're such a pain in the butt to buy, because you have to buy so many. You want to expand your practice and get more hygiene rooms, but the cost of doing business is so great. You've got to have a good hygienist. You've got to have a good staff for getting those appointments. Then you have to have good equipment that'll actually be there when you need it. And that's why hygiene handpieces, in my opinion, in my non-clinical opinion.
Hey, well, here's the thing, Sean. I mean, again, you're at different trade shows. I mean, you're gonna be at the Chicago Midwinter. So for those of you who are gonna be heading there, I'm gonna be there. I'm excited. That's his hometown. I mean, this is my first time going, so I'm looking forward to it. But guys, I mean, we're gonna talk about some nifty deals, but go say what's up. I mean, Sean's always got some good swag to go say what's up. You can actually, what's really cool here, so you actually can see all the products as he brings it there. He's not like one of these, other dealers who just hides the stuff and just hands you a brochure. The actual stuff is there.
But Sean, and we lay it all out. Every category you'll see a lot of stuff. It's not a garage sale, but you'll see a lot of stuff.
Well, I want to put, look, I'm just going to dive right in because we have people watching. We have people watching later. I'm going to pull up the site. So here's the thing. Sean's been hooking us up with deals. People are always reaching out to him. He finally said, look, I'm going to make it easy for everyone in Nifty Nation. I'm going to have a designated site just for us with the pricing, updated pricing. He's updating all the time. There's always new deals. I mean, Sean, you were just talking about you got some extra gloves and your large gloves, okay, large. But how much are you selling it for? Because again, you got a whole bunch, and you're like, I'm just trying to move this out of here so I can get new.
$4 for a bot. Let's see, nitro gloves, 100 piece, large. $4.
$4.
By one.
I mean, that's like, Sean, that's like 2019 prices, my friend.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that I was telling somebody earlier today that I saw everybody talking about, man, I'm so upset with PPE. It's such a hate word, PPE. Like that is like every time you mention, hey, I got PPE, they're like, yeah, you're one of those people. It's like, okay, I am, but you need this stuff. So what I did was I said, you know what? I'm putting everything back to 2019. You know how many times I've heard, I wish we could just get back to 2019 pricing. And it's hard because the supply channels were always stressed. During COVID, forget about it. I was paying $28 for a box of masks, hard cost. To me, I was paying $28.
It's insane.
So, and that's direct from the factory. That's no in between in Hong Kong and Los Angeles and whatever. That's me talking directly to Shuzhou. So in the end, But things have settled. Some people are still capitalizing. I saw my masks being resold on like eBay or Amazon or something, and they were like $30 still. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding.
That's
My
ridiculous.
cost is way lower now, so I'm putting it all out there. I've got level 2, ASTM level 2, all FDA by the way. Everything is FDA. I have KN95s. I have for $11. A pack of 25 for $11.
Well, look,
$10.99.
what I'm going to do is this, guys. Again, what I just told you that Sean has a specific site just for Nifty members. I'm going to pull it up right now because we got to show you guys because we have a lot of new members in here. And of course, you were just talking about there was a Nifty member who's been in. Who's actually reached out to me. He was like, hey, I need to get some Handpieces repaired. So look, Sean's taking care of all the old school, all the OG members, all the new members. But look, here's the site. Here's the site right here. I put it in the comments section. But again, I want to point this out. Let me click on this guy right here. I want to click on this guy real quick. Oh, man, hold on. There we go. There we go. Hold on. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, I'm pulling this guy up. Why? Because all the time, I hear people are like, well, is there a handpiece? Do we have a deal on the cordless handpiece? And they mentioned some like other brand that's ridiculously overpriced. And I said, Medidenta has their own version, right? And so again, people ask about this all the time. But I will say this, most dentists, you'll look at this, is like, well, what's the big deal about this? The big deal, and Sean knows this, is all the hygienists love this. Okay. And I don't know about you, Sean, but if you want to keep a great team member, what do? You take care of them, right? Absolutely. If they want something like this, you do what you got to do. So talk about this real quick, because again, I want to highlight this because all the time, hygienists are always asking for this type of handpiece.
So the Freestyle Pro is a 3rd generation for us. We had one about 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, that was we were trying to mimic the RDH Freedom. RDH Freedom was $1,500, and then another $500 for the foot pedal, and another $2 million in prophy angles and whatever else. So let's create one of these things. So I went to our manufacturer and I said, hey, this is what I want. I bought one, and I said, let's break this apart and figure out how to make one. So we did, and it was inferior, and so we pulled it. I replaced every one of them. So and if anybody out there bought one of those, call me. I'll replace it. So we came up with the Freestyle Pro after a bunch of feedback. We had a push button only, we had a Bluetooth only, we had a hybrid of both. This thing is second to none. Frankly, the torque is better than any other cordless handpiece I've seen anyway. And I've tested I won't say all the names, but I've tested all the different brands. And our torque is better, which a lot of people care about that. They don't want to stall. They feel like a Bluetooth isn't going to be as powerful. Well, ours is. I've included 3 sheets. Those are the autoclavable sheets. That is $200 at the other guys to buy a sheet. Well, I've included 3, so you're ahead of the curve. You can rebuy them for me at Nifty for $175 for a 2-pack. So you're paying less than, anyway, about the same price for 2 as what you'll pay for 1 elsewhere. It has 6-speed control that you can use by way of pushing the button. You hold the button down till you get to the desired speed, and then take your finger off, and away you go. You can turn it off and use the foot pedal that comes with it. So now you're using the rheostat that's cordless, completely cordless. It sits on your floor. Yeah, you have another rheostat now. You have to figure out which one's which. But when you're doing hygiene all day, move the other one out of the way if you're using the Freestyle Pro. You get the rheostat, you get the 3 sheaths. I give you a bunch of prophy angles to get started. And here's the other kicker. You're going to love our CR choice. If anybody's not familiar with Gordon Christensen, he and his group have reviewed not all of ours, but a lot of our prophies. And every one of them, well, not every, I'm sorry, there's 2 that haven't been rated yet. The rest of them, 98% satisfaction. CR choice, which again, I have a 30-cent prophy angle that's going up against a 90-cent prophy angle, and they're equal quality. I like to think mine don't smell like fish, and that theirs do. However, and those that have used what I'm talking about. Yeah. But again, if ours are apples to apples, they have a fantastic prophy angle. Otherwise, it wouldn't be in the top. 2 other ones are in that CR choice category. But so anyway, the point is, I have to brag about our prophies because I'm real proud of them. But if you don't fall absolutely madly in love with our prophy angles, you can use any other one you want on this handpiece.
Yeah,
So
and that was just going to be my question there. It's like again, like can they use other ones? But look, guys, here's the thing. Maybe you're not sure. Maybe you're not sure about the Profi angles with at Profi Magic, right? They're called Profi Magic for a reason, right? But let's say maybe you're not sold. Each time you do one of these bundles, like again, if you buy this handpiece, this cordless handpiece that your hygienist will love, you get these 100. Sean, again, and right here's the deal. He throws in 100 free ones,
yep,
and you can try it out. And if you like it, you can save even more money because the man just said it himself. You're saving like 60 cents, 50 cents, over the competitor. So, okay. So I wanted to point that out because that's always a good one there because everyone
yeah.
loves those,
If you
but now I'm
hover
going to
over
look.
the categories, then you can cut right through it. Like this is kind of a snapshot of kind of the biggest sellers, the things that sell the most right now on Nifty. The way that the algorithm works on our website is it kind of propagates the things that sell the most. So these are the things that people look at the most in order, frankly. Um, so up at the top, you have a menu bar that cuts through the categories. So you say, I don't want to look at all this stuff. I just want to look at a hygiene Profi angle. I just want to look at a high speed handpiece. You can click on the respective category and it'll drive you to that section that outlines all of the products that are in category. So yeah, those that are into, doctors traditionally, they care about their Profi angles, but they kind of want to get right to the hand pieces. They want to look at the high speeds that they have as an option or the surgicals that they have as an option. So I've done deals essentially on everything. I mean, Nifty will always have a better deal across the board than our traditional e-commerce platform. However, for days like today and through the end of the month, I've discounted things very deeply. So
Oh, wow.
if you look at the Turbo Torque is a great
I mean,
example.
so I'm bringing this up. I'm bringing this up because this is the hand piece I have in my practice. I mean, I
Yeah,
have a whole. I used to have these other ones, and over the years, I've just Sean has a cool trade-in plan and whatnot. We can talk about
yeah,
that later. But I use these, and the great thing is it's good price, right? It's a ridiculously low price. But
yep,
another thing is that I know I'm always going to be able to be taken care of by Sean and the Medidenta team. If there's any issues with my handpiece, I send it to them. There's no
yep.
thinking involved. There's no guessing. And these guys, they know they sell these handpieces. They know exactly what's going on. And to be honest, Sean, I mean, there's been so many times where I just messaged you. I was like, "Hey, this is going on." You just kind of like you did the troubleshooting like over Messenger, and I
Yeah.
fixed it. And again, you only know what you know, but these guys deal with these all the time.
But here's something that's so to expand on that. So this particular handpiece comes in two different types. There's a cavo, tomato. There's a cavo style connection. It's not a cavo handpiece. It's a Medidenta Turbo Torque, but it has the connection to adapt to your cavo couplers. I also have an NSK version, and so the NSK version fits onto any NSK coupler, just like your NSK handpiece would. But again, it's not an NSK. I don't want to confuse things. I have to say NSK type, Cavo type. There's the
There we
Cavo
go.
connected.
There's the
The other
cable
one is
connector.
the little nipple on the bottom. That's the NSK. So going back to repairs really quickly, though, we have just invested pretty significantly into our repair department. And by way of bringing in a lot of tooling, bringing in a brand new person who is probably 20 years deep. Let me give you an example. The other day, I hear this banging going on in the other room, and I walk back there, and here he is. He's banging on a handpiece with like a mini sledgehammer. And normally I say, "What the hell are you doing?" But in this case, I was like, "He knows what he's doing." And sure enough, he got the thing to break loose. Basically, someone had to cut their hose because it fused. And this wasn't our handpiece; it was another one. But it had fused to the supply line, so they cut the supply line. So he's banging it. Anyway, he gets the handpiece cleaned up, gets all the sediment off, acid washes the inside, rethreads it, does whatever the heck he does. That's way over my pay scale. Sends it back to the customer. Customer's like, "Oh my gosh, I thought I was gonna have to throw this thing away. I spent a fortune on this handpiece. Thank you so much." Ended up buying 3 more from us with the same connection because of the experience. But my point is, our repair department is repairing the highest end handpieces. We're repairing electric hand. I just had 3 people in Nifty in
Oh
the
yeah, they
last
asked about the electric hand pieces.
Yeah, asking about electric repairs. We do them. So 2 labels out of the 3 people. So whoever the third one is, send in your little thing, and we'll send you a free label. 2 people have already sent in, or at least we sent them a label to send in. We'll be receiving those electrics soon. But again, we sell one electric, but they're sending different ones. These are different handpieces we don't make. Our repair department handles almost every brand across the board. We have the part sources. We have the skill set. So, and here's the caveat for Nifty. Here's where it kind of translates back to Nifty. Glad I was telling you earlier that someone had texted me, and I did a deal on Facebook Messenger while I was watching TV with my wife on a Sunday, which she still to this day doesn't quite understand. But in the end, yesterday, I think, or maybe the day before, I noticed that same person had sent in a repair request. And I don't know what handpiece they're having repaired. It could be ours, it could be something else. It doesn't matter. So I sent a message. That as soon as I saw it, I forwarded it to my 2 texts, and I said, "Hey, put this person at the top of the pecking order." And they said, "Why?" And I said, "Because I said, or because I said so, first off, but secondly, it's a Nifty customer, and I want to make sure that they're taken care of first." And it wasn't like screw everybody else over. It was really just that's what you get with me.
Yeah, yeah.
Personal attention. I know your names. I've talked to you. I Facebook message you. I've had phone calls with you. I'm constantly communicating with the Nifty Nation. I could dream of nothing better. And honestly, I love the communication. I love that connection. I don't talk to customers directly outside of trade shows. I don't answer the phones when they ring. But when a Nifty customer, there's something sentiment about it. So sentimental rather, not sentiment. So with that said, our repair department can handle any handpiece that you have, literally, from electrics, high speed, surgicals, you name it. Well, surgical is high speed, but hygiene handpieces. We're probably not going to be able to fix some of those other cordless units, but maybe you can always send, if it's dead in the water, you can always send it to us, and we'll give you an honest reaction. We have a 48-hour response guarantee, meaning we are going to get back to you within 48 hours of receiving that handpiece. It could take you a month to get it to us, but once we get it, within 48 hours, you're going to get a phone call from somebody with some kind of an estimate, or don't bother, it's not worth it. Whatever the feedback is from the repair department, somebody will get back to you within 48 business hours, period. Like, no exceptions.
Well, Sean, I'm gonna put you on the spot here. I'm gonna put you on the spot here because, again, guys, check out the site. I mean, if you're always going to need handpieces, you're always going to need a Profi motor, you're always going to need Profi angles, you're going to always need endo, you're always going to need all these things that Medidenta offers, right? There's absolutely no reason for you to spend extra on any of these things. And if you're worried about repairs, Sean's already laid everything out. But Sean, I'm going to put you on the spot now, man. I'm going to put you on the spot now. One of the things that was so successful, this was something that we did maybe like a year ago. And you basically told everyone in Nifty Nation, look, you got some broken handpieces, come trade them in, and I'm going to hook you up with my handpiece. I mean, I'll admit, I took advantage of that deal. Yeah. I had some of these crappy handpieces. I'm not gonna throw anyone under the bus, but some crappy handpieces. And I'm like, man, these are just sitting here. They're doing nothing, right? They're just sitting there collecting dust. They're doing nothing. I sent them in. I was like, Sean, hook me up, man. And you gave me credit for it, and I got your handpieces, and I'm using them now, and it's great. So can we do that again, Sean, for all the people, all the new members?
I figured you would bring this up because you're right. Not a garbage can pail. I don't want to exaggerate, but it was pretty close to handpieces that people sent in, and it was amazing because it was. I've heard for years, and I'm not a complete dental nerd. I'm getting there. I'm working on it. I'm trying my hardest, but I've heard these horror stories of people paying $1,800 for an XYZ high-speed handpiece, or $1,600 for a surgical, or $11 for a burr, from XY or whatever. And for me, I said, man, let's do a program where now you've got this $1,800 handpiece, and you're sending it back to the person who sold it to you for $1,800. So the repairs are going to be through the roof. The turbines we can have German bearings just like theirs. In the end, turbines don't have to be $500. But if that's your mindset and that's where you're stuck, at some point you're going to get fed up. You're going to say, wow, I replaced 3 turbines, or I've had this done 3 times. exactly what I paid for this damn thing, and blah, blah, blah. So I just said, send them in. So yeah, I resurrected the buyback. So if you go into our repair button up at the top, there's little gears next to the Medidenta logo next to the search. You'll see there's a trade-in button there again. So that enables you to send in. And basically what will happen is you'll get a free label. You got to put it in your own type of box because I can't electronically send you a box. See there it is. So you request a trade-in. You fill out that form. You send me all your crap. And again, I don't care what it is. It doesn't matter to me. The way I look at this, and I'm a little crude. And those of you that have talked to me, you understand. I mean well, but you can send me the biggest piece of crap that you have. And I will give you a 50% off any of our handpieces from our highest end to our lowest end. It doesn't matter to me. So yeah, that is kind of our guarantee.
Hey,
here's another thing.
I need to point something out. Because they always our neighbors north of the border always feel like they get shafted in this group. And I say, look, guys, I'm getting you deals. I can't control what the companies do, but I mean, look at this little fine print here. Look, if you're in Canada, Sean's gonna take care of you. Okay.
I mean, so we have the same problem. So I was just in Hawaii a couple weeks ago, whatever, the Hawaii dental show. And people were coming up to me going, hey, you know what? Shipping is killing us. And I said, here's the problem. It's killing us too, first off, just for the record. It's absolutely clobbering us. We're doing everything we possibly can to negotiate with UPS. They're in here more than anybody in our entire pipeline. It's so annoying, but it is what it is. So I said, I'm doing a couple steps for Canada, Alaska, Hawaii, and we're in Puerto Rico right now at a trade show. My partner Al's there. He si habla español. So we're working on finding a solution. The best solution that we can come up with is utilizing a hybrid model, depending on what you're buying. If it's huge, it's got to go UPS, unfortunately. USPS is an option. So on our website, it defaults to USPS. If the numbers are crazy, if you are in Canada, Puerto Rico, Hawaii, or Alaska, contact us. Cut through the bull. If the website is giving you some crazy number, it might be real. It might be the reality. But give us a call in our office and say, hey, I'm trying to buy this product. Here's my zip code. Here's my physical address. The girls are prepared, and the guys, they're prepared to research the absolute best option. We have this program that outlines about 8 different platforms for doing shipping. And we can go through and plug in. And we will give you, we don't make money on shipping. It's not a profit center for our company. It's an annoyance more than anything for both you and us, frankly.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we'll do that. So if you're in
John,
Canada,
I have a suggestion.
Yeah.
I have a suggestion. So guys, I mean, we haven't even talked about this because we want everyone to get to the site. We want everyone to visit Sean in Chicago midwinter. But I'm going to throw a suggestion for our buddies in Hawaii, which again, I'd love to go to Hawaii. I don't know why you want to come to the mainland, but you got to come to the mainland once in a while, right? Our friends up in Alaska. Look, I'm going to throw out a great option here. The great option is Sean does a lot of CE courses with LVI in Vegas, right? So look, you're gonna pay a whole bunch for shipping. Let me just throw out an idea. Why don't you take a business trip to Las Vegas? Message Sean. Sean always giving me information about different events. Come to one of these events, place the order. Tell Sean I'm coming to the event, right? He'll have it in a nice little box, right? And then you go there, enjoy Vegas. It's a business trip. You would have spent that on shipping anyways, and take your box with you back home.
Yep. No, we have it happen all the time. It happens all the time. People, there's boxes waiting for docs to come in and pick up all the time here, and they are typically folks from Alaska, Canada.
I mean, again, conveniently, Medidenta HQ is in Vegas. Very convenient for us.
Yeah, no doubt. So going back to the CE is interesting. So we partnered with the Las Vegas Institute to bring and resurrect endo back in the, I guess, early 2000s. We had an endo program that was very robust there. We were featuring what we call the MM1500, which we still carry. It did agitation for final debridement in an endo procedure. Phenom, absolutely biggest thing, because it was the coolest thing at the time. Unfortunately, that program, the leader of it passed, and as did the program, kind of dissolved from thereafter. So fast forward about 10 years, I guess, or maybe a little bit more, we collectively, I wasn't involved in the negotiation of the process, but we as a company got back in there and said, hey, let's do another endo program. We have Dr. Carlos Spironelli Ramos, who's on staff here full time, by the way, and that's instrumental for questions about, not so much, he's not going to give you too much info on hygiene. He's probably not going to be able to educate you too much on whitening or PPE, although he uses them. But he can talk to you about endo, any endo product comparison, we have our ACE, our cordless endo unit. That's sickly discounted for you guys too. Check it out. The sodas we're using for irrigation in endo, as well as perio, as well as hygiene for cleanings and scalings. He's an expert on certain types of things. You want to talk about our genius endo files. You want to talk about, so you see it's on sale there. For some reason, there's a duplicate at the top. You'll see that ACE unit. I can't see the price, but it looks pretty well. Let's open it up here. Endo units.
Yeah, I mean, there's different packages there. Again, so many.
Oh, that's a good deal. You buy the Sonus and you get the ACE free. The one next to it is just a straight discount, $650, 50% off that cordless endo unit with a built-in apex locator. Comes with all the clips. It comes with everything that you need to do all of your endo procedures. It's got 8 presets in it. So if you use wave 1, I have it. It's called M1 because that's our version. But exact same coordinates, speed, ratios, torque, everything is preset in there for you. If you use Pro Taper, we have ours. It's called M Taper. We have our Genius ProFlex, rotary and reciprocation models, built-in apex locator. The thing is a monster. It's absolutely monster. I killed it for you guys for this week. That's this month, I guess. It goes through the end of the month. But yeah, you're getting it for half off. It retails at about $1,300. So.
And anyway, Sean, I mean, before we wrap things up here, I want to really highlight one thing that makes you different from every vendor out there. I would even say every Nifty vendor, for sure. This is what makes you different. Guys, if there's ever anything that you want, a deal, right? So again, there's a whole bunch of different package deals here. But there's so many times where Sean comes up to me and he's told me, like, one of your members, they kind of like created their own package, and I asked him, I was like, well, did you do it? And he was like, yes, that's what I do. So guys, I mean, there's a whole bunch of different packages, but this man is the only person I know in the industry that if you want a custom package, literally custom, and you start throwing everything into a cart, he will cut you a deal. So Sean, again, am I making that up?
No, actually, perfect. No, you're 100% right. And as long as I can do it, like I had somebody yesterday call. It wasn't a Nifty person, but somebody called and they dictated what they wanted to pay. And one of the girls in the office came to me and said, "Hey, this." And I said, "Where'd you come up with that?" And he said, "Well, they just made it up." And I said, "Well, let's think about it." And I couldn't do that because they were unrealistic. But yeah. I went back with a solution and they took it in 2 seconds. And the cool part was, I was willing to play. It was considerably off of retail, right? Which things should be. Retail is set for a myriad of reasons. But the point is, that person had some unrealistic expectations. And I eloquented how that was unrealistic. And I said, why don't we do it for this? And they said, deal. So it didn't even take 2 seconds. This morning, actually, a group member here at Nifty reached out and said, you tagged me on a thing. Someone was talking about hygiene handpieces. So I went to Nifty before we got on here and I changed the price. I knocked out $50 more because I knew it was that people were totally into. It. Our NLR hygiene handpiece, it's there. It's $250 or $200. It was $250 and I knocked it down to $200. So it's 50% off. And I did it because those people wanted it and I thought this will help them and maybe it'll move some product for me. So it's a win-win.
I love it. All right. So before we jump off, again, I want to let you guys know that I'm going to be at the Chicago Midwinter. Super excited. It's going to be my first time being there. And of course, Sean is from Chicago. He's going to have a booth there. What's your booth number? So Nifty members can come there so they can actually check out the products, say hello, all those things. Guys, I also have my magazines that are going to be there too. So Sean's always happy.
I'm going to carry some of those. So we're going to have your magazines there.
Yeah. So what's your booth number?
I don't know. I'm looking. I don't know.
All right. Well, look, guys, Medidenta booth, and look for Sean. Just scream out. So, hey, Sean, what's up? He loves that. He loves it when people like come up to him like that. So
I do. And then when you come up, mention. Don't be shy. You know, tell me that you're part of the Nifty cult. If I don't know who you are, then I won't know that you're part of the group. But we have this like special handshake, and if we do that special handshake, you get a special deal, and I'll be there all the days. I'm commuting back and forth to my home in Chicago, but I'll be there every day. So you come up and mention Nifty, whether it's me or Nikki or Al, whoever you talk to, make sure that you get to me. Whether I'm talking to somebody or not, we'll work something out. But we do have that special handshake, and you'll get Glenn's magazine as well.
Yeah, awesome.
I don't know the booth, but it's in the 2000s.
It's okay. Hey, Sean, when you find out, put it in the comments. But guys, we got to run. Sean is dealing with some home improvement stuff that I got to let him get back to. So thank you for jumping on. Guys, thanks for tuning in. Hit him up at the Chicago Midwinter. You need a special deal? Message him. That's why he's here. He's here to help us out. He'll answer anything on Facebook Messenger. So reach out to him. But Sean, thank you so much for jumping on.
Thank you,
guys. See you next time.
See you guys.